over?
I don't think so. Yo, party people, we got to keep this thing going.
Ladies.
Woo! Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's your boy, Rico No Suave, here on the 1-2-1-2, ready to go. Yes, I am super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Hey, welcome back, and welcome back. Man, it's so many great things that actually have happened over the weekend. Of course, I'm going to be sharing that with you and everyone because you know what? The Rico No Suave show, we're taking it to the next level and just loving it. And I'm hoping that you guys are ready to go. You know, I'm super happy to actually, at least be back to be able to have another great guest. But before we get that, I do have to talk to you guys about something that's been viral, man. It's crazy viral, right? And of course, these are celebrities that goes through things and how everybody is actually putting their 2 cents in there. So I figured I had a few 2 cents. I looked in my pocket and I said, I got a couple cents I could spare, and I said, let me spare these 2 pennies. Maybe I'm gonna put 20 cents on this, right? Because this is important. Let's bring that up. Oh yeah. So Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. The one thing, and this right here, I do have a segment that I do like to put out. It's called, what grinds my gears. I feel like I need to do that now. This is grinding my gears. The one thing about this is I didn't notice. So I didn't notice that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith was separated in 2016. And being separated for that long, what is it, 2023, 2016? 7 years? And then there's a slap that happened in 2022 of Will Smith and Chris Rock. And then he says, make sure you keep my wife's name out of your mouth. So I'm confused because she just confessed that they have been separated since 2016. Well, when she actually said that, Will Smith looked like kind of like confused because he thought he was still married. Separated, but you're still married means that you're still married. It's not like there was divorce papers. It wasn't like, this is my ex-husband or anything like that. You guys were separated. But I didn't even know that. The way you guys are, and you guys are actors, I have to say that. You guys are actors. You're really good at what you do. But you guys, she played that really good. But he was confused. And I know he was confused because he would have never said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, unless that was a cover-up. The one thing that I am concerned about this is that what Will Smith is actually going through, but what they're both going through as far as for their family. This is like, wow. I'm like super like hurt for Will, but then I'm also hurt for Chris Rock. And I know he was hurt when he actually got the smack. And then I'm actually hurt for her as well too, because all of this and what I've been seeing as far as commentation, and you guys tell me in the comments what you guys think about this as well too, or just send me a message, Rico at the RicoNoSuaveShow.com. Let me know what you guys think about this, because this has been something that's been happening where there's fame where someone's actually using someone else's fame just for publicity, right? And then she has a book now called Worth. And this actually goes through her times as far as, I think it talks a little bit about Tupac. There's stuff that came up in regards to her saying that Tupac wanted to marry her. I'm like, wow, this is freaking crazy. I'm like, this is insane. So, of course, this has been going on as far as with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. But what I'm really shocked at is not knowing that they've been separated since 2016. Did you guys know that? Talk to yourself if you let me know, because I'm really not understanding this at all as far as how this even came up to par, because I really thought you can definitely tell Will Smith loves her, till death do he part. And, I have to say that it's just something that I don't get, right? I don't understand. And this is something that's been going viral. So let me know what you guys think about it. Talk to yourself, send me an email, and let's go from there. All right, everybody, let's get it on. Woo-wee! I have a beautiful, and I call her the queen of casting. And when I say the queen of casting, she has known people from all over to be able to get into casting as well. I want you guys, because we're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about everything about game shows because she is bubbly. She is enthusiastic, and she's so positive. And this is what I love about her. I want you guys to stand up, put your hand to your heart, because we all love her. Her name is Beverly Pomerantz. Let's go. Hey, Beverly, are you there?
Hey, hi, Rico. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to be on your show. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really fun. You've got so much personality.
Give me 1 second,
we'll
love. Give me 1 second. Oh, phones. There we go. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. All right. Hey, love, how are you?
Hi, Rico. I'm good. I'm doing really well. It's always nice seeing your handsome face smiling.
Thank you. It's good. It's so good to see you, love. And welcome to the Rico No Suave show. Yes, and I had a pleasure of interviewing you before, but it's a pleasure to actually have you back on the show as well, too. So welcome to the show. Do you have any shout outs shout out to anybody that's out there in the world that you want to say hello to?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I want to say hi to my friends that have been on contestants, especially that have been on so many game shows and won so much money. And it's so nice to have that. My friend Judy and Tasha and just everybody. I just want to say hi and just everybody be safe and enjoy life and enjoy every moment that's put in front of you. No tunnel vision.
I like that. Yes.
They said people only need television when they're in a tunnel and they need their vision stripe. Otherwise, look around, see who you can help, have fun.
Yes.
Oh, all right, Kathy. So I wanted to talk about Kathy. Okay.
Yeah, so let's get right into it, my love. So one thing about casting, into casting and directing, and doing them both, of course, when it comes to game shows, how did you get involved with, being a casting director for game shows?
Well, my gosh, this started like over 30 years ago, 35 years ago, even a little longer. I was working at banks for 12 years and I wasn't sure what I really wanted to do, but I loved working with people. I thought it was great to work with people and be in a good mood, not in a bad mood. And then one day I called a girlfriend, "What are you doing?" I said, "Looking for a job." She said, "Can you be dressed in a half an hour?" I said, "Sure." And a half an hour. And I went to Merrill Heater's home, who created the original Hollywood Squares. And he was doing a show called All-Star Blitz with Peter Marshall and Art Alisi. I met him. He worked there, and he had me start auditioning contestants. And if it wasn't for him, I'm telling you, I went to Pavilions Market, and almost 40 years later, I'm still going back to that market to find contestants.
Oh, wow. What type of market is it?
It's a market, a grocery store.
And like a farmer's market?
No, like just a market like Ralph's Market or a market where you go buy food.
Oh.
A store where you buy food. And I would walk around the store, and I'm not kidding you, I would change somebody's life. In fact, just recently I was walking down an aisle, a guy walked by me, and I saw he had ice cream. And I walked past him, and then I yelled at him, "Hey, there's ice cream on sale. You want to take a look at that?" So he turned the cart around, he came back, said, "Wait, do you want to be on a game show?" And he sat down on the floor, and I gave me his name and number, and he walked him with 10 grand.
Wow.
I stayed at the market, right?
10 grand. Wait. Did you say 10 grand?
I put him on a game show. And he walked him with $10,000 because there was ice cream on sale. I just stopped people in the bathroom. I've changed lives. I have funny stories, but I've changed many lives just doing what I love doing. That's funny.
I love it.
So
I love it. The one thing about how you are, how you got into being in game shows, before you got hired, were you always watching game shows and things like that? And you said, "Hey, I want to get involved," or did it just naturally happen that you became a casting director for game shows?
No, when I was growing up, I used to watch Hollywood Squares. My grandparents would come over and they'd bring the Fritos, and we'd sit on the couch and we'd all watch it. And I always thought about Mark Goodson, Bill Todman Productions. Like, who are they? And then years later, I got to work with them on Family Feud. Well, Mark Goodson on Family Feud. It was so much fun. And then, little by little, I was very shy, very quiet. I worked at banks, and the banks, just talking to customers gave me more energy, and I started learning to be more outgoing. And then when this job opportunity came up working at game shows, I was really nervous, really uncomfortable. The first time I had to interview contestants, I had about 30 people in my room, and the table shook so bad, my knees shook so bad, the table went up and down, and I put my elbows on it. And then 3 days later, I went, well, they're more nervous than I am. Well, they think they're more nervous than me, but I'm more nervous than them. And I thought, Beverly, just have fun. And I did. That was it. So I've been very blessed.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When it comes
Just
to you actually being that casting director, of course, being able to have the requirements to be able to do so. Of course, because you audition for it or you interview for it, and maybe it's people that you know. Of course, when it came to you actually having that position, how long did it take for you to really get the grasp of how to become that I wouldn't say perfect, but at a professional level of being a casting director?
Well, this is what I learned. I learned because I was so shy and quiet in the beginning. I learned that the minute you say hi to somebody, the minute you shake their hand and you put a smile on their face, it changes my personality also. And then it
Uh-huh.
gives me more confidence. So it really didn't take that long because everybody was there wanting to be on a game show, and they were like, also very nervous. So
Uh-huh.
even though I was nervous, I was learning from them, and it just sort of like didn't take me that long. I thought it was kind of fun. I felt very blessed.
So would you
And I
say
worked
it's
on All
more?
Star Blitz with Peter Marshall. Peter
Yeah.
Marshall was the host, and
Okay.
he was and is still amazing, amazing man. Yeah,
I
he was.
I love that.
I watched Hollywood Squares. I would not leave on a Friday night because Peter Marshall was hosting, and
Uh-huh.
I said I'm not going out until I watch the show. And then years later, I didn't manifest it; I woman-fested it. Years later, I got a job with working on All Star Bliss with Peter Marshall. So you never know in life what's going to happen. So it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great to just have always think about things that you like and enjoy doing and helping people, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Pay to live my life. I go shopping. I go to the market. I go to the bathroom. I find people serious in the bathroom. I met a woman really quick. I was at a play. I met a woman in the bathroom. I asked her if she wanted to be on a game show. She goes, "Oh, I don't live here, but my daughter's in the stall." I waited for her daughter to come out of the stall, and I put her on a game show. She's an attorney, and she walked home with 15 grand. I put her on 3 shows already. And it was from the bathroom.
I love that story. I mean,
Well,
sometimes you
I
can
got
call your bathroom the
stories. I got
conference room.
stories. Yeah,
You
that
know,
was so
it's not
funny.
very often us men we walk out of bathrooms making $15,000. It's not very often. It's good to know that you could actually turn a friend in the bathroom into gold. Of close to a $15,000, and that's what the beauty part about it is that you never know who you may run into and who you may meet. Right. And I think that is such a great thing for you because you have this glow and magnetic feel to you that you grasp people that you can actually help them, help them make money, but also just make them have fun, have them like come onto a game show and have a great time. And I think that's a good thing.
No, exactly. Even if they don't win, they'll say, "Bev, I had the best time today. Thank you so much. It was just really fun. When's the next show?" And if they're really fun, I'll put them on the next show also. So it's been great. Yeah, I've been very blessed. And I meet great people, and the people I've worked with, the producers and the directors have all been, a lot of fun.
I love it that you actually have the personality to be able to make people, or I shouldn't say make them. Actually, no, I'm gonna say make them. Because you don't do it on purpose. You make them out of your passion and out of love that you have for people. Because
It's
that
true,
way you are basically helping people to be able to help them better their lives with money,
right?
right? They might have bills, or they might
Right.
just have a bad day, right? And you actually say, hey, you should come on to this game show, right? Because I think you'll be good for this. No matter if you're depressed inside, but you're trying to work through the pain, you're basically helping them to be able to be on a game show, which a lot of people love to be
Right.
on game shows too, and because it's all about who can win, who can make money and go from there, right?
And change their
So
lives in certain ways, in a fun way.
yeah, yeah.
And they're
So
learning. Sometimes, game shows you learn, oh, I didn't know that, or I didn't, questions by the questions. It's kind of interesting.
did it get
Yeah.
easier for you over time, Beverly, when it came to you being a casting director? Was it easier for you just, I mean, if finding contestants, but also, did you also do anything from an administration standpoint as, because I know there's paperwork and things like that that you have to do to make sure that they qualify or for them to be able to know what this game show is about? Did they
Oh,
have to
right.
sit down and watch a video or anything like that?
Well, this is before the pandemic, before stuff.
Sure.
We used to have people come into our office. Like I would get a room full of maybe 30 people, 40 people, and I'd interview them individually. I'd ask them their name, what they do, where they're from. And then after we went through all that, I played the game with them and, whatever game it was. And so I would tell them, come on, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. I said, when you get on the show, it's not about, it's sort of like, shout your answers out. If you're right, you're going to be so happy. You're going to make a great face. And if you're wrong, you're going to make another great face and the camera's going to be happy. You can't lose. But just shout out the answer either way. So, it's been really fun. I've been, like I said, blessed. I've got funny stories. I worked on Family Feud with Ray Combs and Richard Dawson. I started with Ray
Wow.
Combs and Richard Dawson. Ray Combs was amazing. And we had a woman on the show. She was the third position, a woman I found out in the field. And she was just going to go to the podium. She was from the South, an older woman. And she yelled out, all right, I'm ready. And her underpants fell down. They get caught on her ankles. She goes on stage. One of the women, I think it was Maggie, grabs the underwear, pushes her on stage, and she yells out, that's the last time I'm wearing my pantyhose over my pantyhose. My underpants over my pantyhose. I said, Nadine, what happened? She goes, Beverly, I had my arms up in the air and I hear pop, and they're my bloomers. It was so funny. Oh, I could tell you stories. Yeah.
I like that. The one thing that I have to say when it came to, like stories like this, these are things, of course, that like memories and just like memories of not just laughter, but like for them, it could have been an embarrassment, but then sometimes people don't feel it that way. They just, hey, I'm
Right.
just happy to be here. So whatever happens on TV, it's just what it is,
That's the way
right?
it's going to be. It's funny. I worked with Alex Trebek on classic concentration. I have two
Okay.
stories about him. But can I tell you a really funny story
Go
with a
ahead. Yes.
contestant?
Yes.
We
All
had a
you.
contestant on classic concentration many years ago. That's where you pick numbers, and if you guess, what the puzzle is, then you play for the game. You play for the car. So this kid came up. He had 10 seconds left. There was no way he could not win the car. And 3, 2, 1, and he picked two numbers. He only needed one more number. He blows it. So his mother runs on stage. Alex Trebek says, what happened? I'm going, what are you doing? He was cocky. He goes, oh, well, I wanted to win more prizes, so I thought I'd come back and play another game. Well, there's no guarantee. So sure enough, he gets on and he loses. And he doesn't get even the car. He gets nothing. I think he got a fan, right? So I was telling the story, and about maybe 4 months ago, I parked my car. This has never happened before. My trunk was open. And I said, a woman came up to me and said, your trunk is open. And I said, thank you. And we started talking. And I go, oh, you got a lot of energy. She was an older woman. I said, would you like to be on a game show? She goes, my son was on a game show. That was her son years
Wow.
ago. I could
Really?
not believe it. And he's an attorney, and he got disbarred from California. So it tells you
Wow.
about his personality. I don't know. But, so what I mean is just have fun and be kind. And, you never know where it's going to go. But don't have that attitude, well, I'll just come back and play more games. So
Beverly,
it
not everyone, can be fit to be a casting director because it's almost as if you have to be. Are there different levels of being a casting director? Is it just a casting director just that does for game shows for contestants? Is there also another level of cast as being a casting director as well?
oh, well, yeah, there's casting directors for movies, for commercials,
Yeah.
For television shows? Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's all different kinds of. I mean, I have casted. I lived in Ireland casting a movie. I lived in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, casting a reality show. So it's not just game shows. So
Okay.
it's a whole variety of shows
I
that you
like
can
that.
do.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
so it's
that.
been eye-opening for me because I remember the first reality show I worked on, for better or for worse. I wasn't going to take the job because I'd never worked on reality. I thought,
Okay.
I can't do that. And then I get in the car and I go, Beverly, you can do that. Just tell them yes. And
Yeah.
that started a different type of career for me because
Wow.
you have to believe in yourself. And I knew I could figure it out. So I could be nervous, but I don't want them to know I'm nervous.
Of course.
I
Of
remember
course.
when I got a job at MTV.
Uh-huh.
They said, there's a job at MTV. They were all 30 years old, 30, 20s and 30s. I thought, oh, I don't know if they're going to hire me. So I walk up, and sure enough, everybody's in their 30s. And I go to the producer and I shake his hand and I said, hi, I just want you to know I'm 24 and I wear sparkles. He said, you got the job. And I worked with him for years on lots of shows. That's so funny.
You
I
said
love it.
you said that I think it was the sparkle thing. That's why he
I
hired
said,
you.
yeah, I'm 24 and I wear sparkles. He said, you got the job. I said, okay. And then I ran into Alex Trebek once a few years ago, and at a play, and Alex came up to me and he goes, "Are you still working?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Me too," because we worked at the 20. That was funny.
How long have
It
you
was a
known
good.
Alex Trebek? It seems like you had a
Well, I
nice
worked with him, I
relationship
think,
with
for
him.
4 years. Yeah, on classic concentration. So a
Okay.
few, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, great guy,
Yeah,
really
that's
great.
awesome.
He even
So,
asked me to be a model on the show. The model couldn't do it, so I did. I showed the car one time, and then he had me
okay.
do. He asked me to do the dinnerware. So
Okay.
usually you drink, right? So what I did was I drank the glass. I pretended there was something in it, and I went, oh, and I pretended I spilled it all over me, and everybody started laughing. That's funny. I have a tape on that.
I like that. I like that. There's
Yeah.
so many people you met over time. Before we take a break, when when you actually like when you meet producers and you meet the host itself, do you ever keep in contact as far as with most of them, like 80% of them? Do
I
you
don't.
keep in
Once you
contact with
finish it.
them?
Well, I mean, Alfonso Rivero is amazing. I did Catch 21 with him. Mickey
Okay.
Padilla was the host. I mean, she was, I guess you call the hostess. And I do stay in touch with her on the show. I
Uh-huh.
stay in touch sometimes with Scott Sternberg, who I worked with on a number of shows. I think he was the one of Classic Concentration. I mean, I'm sorry, Catch 21. So I stay in touch with him. And yeah, from time to time, I do stay in touch with them. Yeah, it's been great. I've been very, it's interesting just to look back on my life and think of what I've been doing and how fun I've had and the lives I've changed. I met a woman, Deborah, and she was adopted. I did not know this at the time. And I put her on a game show, and she wanted enough money. She finally told me this last year
Excuse me.
she wanted enough money to fly to London and meet her real family.
Oh
So that was,
wow.
she never had the money to go, and they didn't have the money to come here. But anyway, I put her on a show, and she walked on with money to fly to London.
Beverly, you are like a lucky charm. I'm
Yeah.
so choked up. I'm so
Anti-Bev. I
choked
call
up. You're
myself
lucky
Anti-Bev.
charm.
You know what? Well, yeah, but I'm trying to tell you to get on a game show.
I am. I have to. I got
You
to. I
got it.
mean, you keep telling me, and you know what? I have
They
to
will
do
love
it.
you.
I
I'm not
definitely
just
have to
saying
get
that. You
there.
do have personality for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I had to. I've always wanted to be on a game show. My mom always wanted to be like on Wheel of Fortune and stuff like that. Bless her heart. I mean, she still watches Wheel of Fortune to this day, and she loves game shows. She used to tell me, I'm gonna actually get you on a game show for like Nickelodeon when I was younger. And like Nickelodeon, you gotta get on that. It's like, all right. And now look at where I'm at now. I'm like reminiscing in regards to what my mom told me. And I know that I want to
Right.
get on a game show and I still have to get on a game show. So, I really want to be that host, but we talked about that. But for you though, in regards to like how you actually like been through so many game shows itself, were you ever, as a casting director, is there kind of like a union of casting directors for game shows, or do you have to apply for each one?
No, I just get called. I don't really apply anymore. People just call me. You
Nice.
say you want to be a host. You said your mother loved Wheel of Fortune. Ryan Seacrest, is going to be hosting it now.
Yes.
Wheel of Fortune. And I worked with him on his first game show. I casted his first game show called Wild Animal Games. And every day we'd go to work, we'd have wild animals. And Ryan was the host, and he was great. And look at him now. So,
No,
so no, I don't
man.
think so. I think I just get hired. I don't have a union. There's no union that I know of.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And that's so
it's
cool, though. That's so cool. But let's just say, for example, if there's casting directors that's out there now with not that, let's say, not that much experience, would you say that they will actually, or during your time coming up, was it always that they will call you, or was it more of you having to apply per? So there's no union. I'm sorry. Let me get this right. There's no
right.
union for casting directors, correct?
No,
Okay.
correct.
So you have to
As far as
apply
I
for
know.
each
As far
one.
as I know. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just knew people and they say go for an audition, and I was very blessed. I mean, Family Feud was a miracle for me. I went on a job
Awesome.
interview in this building, and it wasn't the kind of show I'd wanted to work on. So I went to see Jerry Modine, who was amazing, and I said we were going to have lunch, and he goes, "I want you to meet Howard Felsher, the producer of Family Feud." So we walked down the hallway, and we couldn't find him. So he said, "Let's just go to lunch." They weren't hiring anybody for Family Feud. In a split second, we saw Howard, and Jerry said, "I want you to meet Howard Felcher," and I met him. And I go downstairs afterward, and phone rings, and he says, "You're hired as of now." I said, "What?" I mean, I could not believe they are hiring me. So I hang up the phone. So he calls me back. He goes, "Listen, I'm really sorry. I needed to talk to Mark Goodson and blah, blah, blah." I said, "No, no, I totally understand," because I wasn't even looking for the job. He calls me back 5 minutes later and says, "You're hired as of now with full benefits." I said, "Okay." So 8 years
Wow.
later, I need to get a drink of water. Sorry.
Wow. No worries. No worries. Man, I love that. I love that. That's I think it's how you portray yourself, with great character, right?
Mhm.
And also, how you actually, help other people too, because I'm sure other people are watching as far as your experience and things that you have done. And I think, overall for you, I think that, oh, she's okay? My girl Beverly.
I was laughing so much.
Oh, no worries. No
No,
worries,
we're taking
love.
our minute break.
You
Sorry.
okay?
Are we taking our break for a second?
Okay. We're going to take a quick break, baby. We'll be right back. Everybody you already know
Sorry.
this, my girl, the queen. We're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back. Here we go.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm back. That was weird.
That's okay. That's all right, love. Hey, that's all right. I am here for
I'm
you. Are
having
you
too much
okay?
fun with you. Yeah, I was having too much fun with you, and I said, I better drink some water or a margarita
Awesome.
or something.
All right. I want you to stay with me, love. All right. So, everybody already know I got the queen of casting directing, Beverly Pomerantz. I'm so happy that you are here with me, love. It's such a blessing to actually have you here and just be able to know as far as what you have been doing. Now, because you have worked with a lot of game show hosts, was there, and you talked about Family Feud, right? You did talk about Family Feud. I feel like that's
Right.
one of your favorites as well. Is there any game shows that you can say that you really had a great time as far as working with? If you want to put them in order, will there be an order of ones that you would say from, let's say, your top five? Is there a top five that you actually said, hey, I love being a casting director for this show, or I just love the show in general?
Well, my first game show, All Star Blitz with Peter Marshall was the host. That was one of my favorites. We had contestants and we had celebrities on, and I got to meet all the celebrities, and they were just a lot of fun. So that was a fun show. Of course, Family Feud, because you meet everybody on Family Feud. You meet all the different, ethnic, everybody. It's just great to interview all different kinds of people and see how they play the game and how much fun they have. And classic concentration with Alex Trebek. Oh my gosh, so much fun. I just loved it. And to Catch 21
Catch
with
21.
host Alfonso Rivero, that was just heaven, pure heaven. I loved being at the studio. You had the writers, you had the directors in one area, you had this, and it was funny, just seeing everybody, how they got along and how their jobs are that important at that moment. They're talking about the writers, they're talking about contestants. It was really fun.
That's
I
awesome.
really enjoyed it. I mean, I had Tiffany Haddish on one of my shows. I ran into her recently. She was so sweet. She was on the Swimsuit Secrets Revealed. It was funny. A long
Nice.
time ago, we did a show, and I knew she was gonna do amazing because she was very, very funny back then, and that was like 14 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It's
And I
it's
ran into
it's
her.
funny that I when I did NASCAR and Tiffany had she was actually there in Las Vegas for the
Oh, was
NASCAR
this
speed race.
recently?
Yeah, she was just there. Yep, she was just there this past weekend. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, she
So
mentioned that. Okay.
yeah, and it was so cool to actually see her out there. She's so fun, so she's so lively, and it's so crazy because her being a comedian as well too, and being an actress as well. It's so cool to actually see her out there with a lot of other stars as well. So yeah, that's
She's
awesome
so
that you
real.
actually
She's
met
so
her.
real.
Yeah. So we got the game shows, right? We got the game shows. We know exactly how you guys started in regards to, being a casting director, and also, you just being this magnet of great personality and being lively to be able to help people, with, that has ice cream, or if they went in the bathroom, you made them come out looking like gold, 15,000, 15K, and also gentlemen, a guy that actually was made money as well too, that you actually helped. You helped a lot of people as far as just to be happy when it comes to game shows. How long does it take as far as do you also have you ever caught yourself actually looking at like producers as well too, and trying to figure out how they actually produce the game show? Were you ever in on those meetings as well?
No, it wasn't really. Well, yes. I mean, there was a. I wasn't in some meetings. We were doing a pilot for a show that would go out like in a taxi cab, so I'd sit in on those meetings, and it's just fun. I wouldn't really participate. I would just listen and I'd watch how they interacted with each other. I think I have it on video actually. It was funny.
Nice.
How they talk with each other.
Yes.
And so I'd go into I remember into the director's room where they were filming. And I remember Meryl Heater saw one of my contestants. He goes, terrific. So, I would be able to get into a lot of the rooms when they were writing. But what, as a contestant coordinator or casting director, you're not really supposed to be in those rooms because you don't want to have privy to the questions that the contestants might have. You know what I mean? You've got to kind of keep that separate.
Oh, okay. So
So you don't give answers, so you don't know what questions, and somebody might say, "Oh, what questions? I don't know." I don't want to know
right,
the
right,
question.
okay,
So,
got you. I
I
wasn't
think
for.
that's kind of separate.
Oh, that's kind of separate. Okay. Well, that does make sense in regards to when you're doing something in
Right.
production. But I wasn't for sure in regards to, working as a team, how you guys all fit together with, making the whole show successful. Because technically, of course, they need contestants, right? And it starts off pretty much, as soon as it starts off with you, right? When it comes to actually
Right.
being able to find the contestants, then they come on, they understand the onboarding. Then you have, of course, for people that's actually be on there without a show with the ideas as well. Wasn't for sure if there was like the producer and then, talking to, hey, here's the type of guest that we actually would like on the
Oh yes.
show. And of course, whoever invented the show as well. If you guys all like came together and worked together from that standpoint.
Well, we
So
did. We talked about, the kind of contestants people want on shows. And I've worked on a lot of game show network shows. I've got a few. I've got 5 shows on TV right now.
mhm.
It's just people with personality. So as far as talking about the types of contestants, unless, you're doing like the, Survivor, that's a little bit different. That's more of
Okay.
a reality type show. But just as a contestant, if you're on Jeopardy, you're looking for that really bright person. They don't really have a whole lot of personality. I mean, they're really great contestants, but they're very focused. Where on a
Yeah.
silly game show, they want to applaud and hit, high five each other and stuff like that. So every game show is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So as a casting director, we know the type of contestants we're looking for that particular show.
That's cool.
And I've been
That's cool.
pretty, look, I'm not 23 and I've been pretty fortunate. I'm still casting. So I think I have
Hey, and you're
a good
beautiful
idea.
at doing it. That's all I got to say. You're beautiful at
But,
doing it, love, because
well,
being able to do it, how many years has it been?
like almost 40.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And I have people come up to me now, oh, so are you retired? I go, no, I'm still working. You are? Oh, yes, I am.
And that's so cool because for you to be able to do the casting and at what you're I mean and it's the passion, it's the love of what you love to do will always keep you there, right? As long as the people trust as far as what you're doing, I think you can always do well. And also, of course, keeping up with your health and making sure you eat right and making sure to
Correct.
just keep it lively and bubbly and keeping that energy going. That keeps you young. That definitely keeps you young. I have to say it keeps me young because I love the smile, but I love people as well too. And I think being a casting director and knowing as far as what contestants and knowing that whole process, that is so cool. But you deserve it, though. You deserve it. 40 years. And it's just, that's why you're the queen of casting directing. That's what I
Well,
love about it.
yeah.
I love it.
Well, we had a
That's
guy, I went
awesome.
to New York and I met this guy. He's a producer,
Uh-huh.
Anthony, and we brought him to LA to be on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And he
Nice.
was on, and I don't remember the question, but I believe the answer was Wisconsin. And he said Wisconsin 3 times. He had 175 or 125,000 in his pocket. Wisconsin, Wisconsin, Wisconsin. Okay, lock it in. Florida came out of his mouth. Who knew? He had no idea what happened. So you never know. When you're on a game show, your mind, you're thinking of one thing and then something else comes up and sometimes you blank out. It was funny. So I told him, look, you still walked home with $25,000. So that was good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was
That's got to
funny,
be a big check, man. That has to be a big check. I tell you, when it comes down to, people being able to win money, I think that's it's a beautiful thing, and they just feel blessed as well too. With some of the game shows itself, do you know when they say they won the car and things like that? Do they have to pay any taxes or anything like
Yes.
that on these cars or anything like
Yes.
RVs or trips that they have? How does that work?
Yes, they have to pay taxes on them. I think they can say they don't want them, and then they just release the gate. If there's a trip and they don't want it, they don't pay taxes. They just said I don't want the trip. But if they take it, everybody's tax bracket is different. Like
Mm,
yours might be different than mine. I might have won a car and pay. So I don't really know how that works, but yes, they do pay taxes on. So they're hoping they win a lot of cash. I had a guy on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? He was a doctor. I went to see him tape, and he was leaving. I go, what happened? And he said, oh, they couldn't use me today, and I'm not coming back tomorrow. I'm really, he was upset that they let him go. So I called him up when I got home and I said, look, I'm not talking you into it, but I'm talking you into it. I said, it's one more day of your life. Just go back. They want you back. And he went back and he walked home with $300,000.
wow.
So, every game show plays out differently. And,
Yeah.
but he walked home with 300 and he bought a house and he was all excited. And I met a guy at Costco once and he walked home with 50. He's a manager at Costco, walked home with 50,000 and bought a house. And, it was great.
Wow.
So,
Man.
you know,
The
it's,
more I talk to you, the more I need to get on a game show so I can win that much money even more. Because everybody that you're talking about that won that much money, I want to add all those people up that won that money. I want to win it myself. That is
okay. So
awesome.
you had mentioned a show called Press Your Luck, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so I knew this woman was on pressure luck. And so just giving you a word of advice, when you're on the show, she had like $275,000 worth in cash and prizes. Now she could have gone on.
Uh-huh.
They said, "Oh, yeah, but you could double. You can make 500,000." But I think she felt so good with what she'd won so far, she didn't want to lose it, so she stopped. This woman has had the best time of her life. She wants so much stuff, right? About a week later, not long ago, I was watching this other couple on, and they had $483,000. And I remember the host said, "Okay, now you can double it. You could actually get $1 million." And they said, "Yes, let's go on." And they walked home with nothing. So sometimes you have
Wow.
to decide what's really important, to you.
Yeah.
I'm not
I,
saying don't go for it. I'm just saying you have to sometimes think, well, do I want to go for that or
yeah,
keep
if
my
I'm up to
money?
300, if I'm up to 300,000, Beverly, I'm like, stop. I'm done. I'm done. Just take the taxes out. I gotta go. I gotta go.
You
This is
know,
the most I've ever won.
that's interesting you say that. I'm saying that because that doctor, he was very upset. He still talks about it 10 years later. He could have gone the 500,000. He could have, and he would have won because he knew the answer. He realized.
Okay.
And I said, but you at least won 300,000. You could have lost it. He still bothers him. They didn't walk him with 500. I go, no, be happy you had 300,000
Yeah,
because we
what's
don't
two
know.
hundred thousand dollars more,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You have to pay another 150,000 in taxes. But he would have been felt worse if he lost the 300.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so I
I
didn't
I
tell him
would
to
have
stop.
stopped
He
at three
just
hundred
stopped.
k. That would have been done.
Yeah.
You know,
Until
Beverly,
you're on the show.
until you're right. Hey, before we take
She,
another break, love, I got to say hello to the people that's commenting, that's on the actual show. Big shout out to John T. for free is actually checking in. Beatrice Davis is checking in. She says,
Hi,
hello,
Beatrice.
everyone. Hello. And then also, I have my boy, Louis Green is checking in. DJ West is checking in as well too. We have Donna Marie Bird is actually checking in, and everybody else is checking in. Thank you guys so much for all of your great comments as well. Thank you guys so much. We do appreciate it. Yeah, people were going crazy about when the ladies lost her draws. She had her hands up. She lost her draw. They was going crazy. They were going crazy in the comments on that one. So.
That was funny.
All right, love. We're going to take a quick break. I have to talk to you guys in regards to saying thank you to NASCAR, but you already know we have Beverly Pomerantz here. Yes, yes, yes. Share here. All right, love. Stay to the side. I just have to talk about NASCAR real quick. All right, everybody. NASCAR was the bomb. I really, really want to thank NASCAR. I have a few photos that I do want to show you guys. And this one here was actually at South Point 400 in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was at the Speedway, baby. And I have to say, I had such a great time as far as there. Had my boy Lacey Turner there with me as well, too, G Soldier. We were there rocking it out. And of course, there were so many great celebrities that was actually there. It was Michael Jordan that was there, Tiffany Haddish, Nick Cannon, Flavor Flav was in the building as well, too. All right, let's go to that next one. So, this was from the rooftop, of course, being part of the media and the talk show itself. I was so happy to be able to be up there with NBC Sports. It was so cool to actually see how they were actually doing it. But this view here, across what you're seeing right now, is the media center. So that is the media center where people do actually come in through as well. And I have to say, the people there, the NASCAR, they accepted the Rico no Suave show with open arms. But overall, if you've never been to a race car competition or NASCAR or Formula One, or you've seen it on TV, but when you actually see it live, it's the energy itself. But thank you for Las Vegas, South Point 400, the Speedway. Thank you guys so much for embracing the Rico No Suave show and everybody enjoying themselves with us as well. Here's the next one. Big shout out to, of course, the winner from HendricksCars.com. Yes, Larson. Mr. Larson, congratulations. He was the winner for this year, of course, and it was just awesome, man. All of those cars that was just, on the speedway, he stayed consistent Big shout out to the team as well too. Everybody, the team. Daniels, I was able to see Daniels as well too when we're actually in the reporting room in the media center. It was awesome, and congratulations to Larson, Daniels, and the actual team of Hendrix.com. So it was awesome, man. I had a great time. So thank you guys so much. I had a great time. All right, let's get back. All right. Love, are you having a good time?
Oh my gosh. I just love listening to you talk about NASCAR. I thought that was great. I need to go sometime. It just sounds like so much fun.
It
Yeah,
is.
I'm gonna go with a group of friends, and that would be great. I
Yeah.
used to have a '67 Camaro that got stolen.
What's
So I
that?
love cars. I used to have a 1967 Rally Sport Super Sport Camaro that got stolen. I had it 40 years. Got stolen.
Wow.
So I love cars.
That's old school. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I call that young school.
This speedway was amazing. It was awesome, man, and definitely we'll be, doing more as far as with NASCAR. They had accepted me, and I'm so happy to be able to be with them. Big shout out to Matt Jaskell as well too. It was such an honor to be able to interview, which I will definitely have more on the show as well too. Not this show, but just on our channel, so people can actually see the highlights as well too. All right, love. Okay, so I do have another question for you. When it comes to casting directing, right? What could be like if somebody wanted to know more in regards to how to become that casting director? What is that? What is the struggles behind it? What are some of the things that they need to watch out for when it comes to applying for game shows? And if they do get rejected, how can they get better?
Are you talking about as a contestant or as a casting director?
As a casting director.
Oh, well, I think first you have to really care about what you're doing. You have to care about people. I mean, I think you have to, it's not just about putting somebody on. You have to really connect with people, I think. And so I think that's really important. So when you go in for an audition to get a job, make it look like you're there to help them. There's what you can do for them, not what they can do for you. That's really important because I'll tell you something. I was the first time I had my own group of, I was the boss of everybody. And I thought, what am I going to do? I interviewed people. So a girl came over to my house and she knew what she was doing. She was a casting director, but she sat on my couch. She was very kind of cold, sort of like I had a cat. She was just kind of cold, not very friendly. Another girl came in like a half an hour later. I interviewed her. She was so much fun. Never worked in television. Who do you think I hired? The girl that never worked in TV because she was so much fun, and I could see that I could teach her, and she would know what to do. And that's when we worked with Ryan Seacrest. So I told my staff, 3 things are important to me. I was trying to think, what should I tell them? We had a big staff, and I said we have to have fun. We get the work done. We work as a team. It's not your job or my job. It's all of our job. But, we each have our particular job. And if somebody needs help, but we have to have fun while we're doing it. And nobody wanted to leave. We had so much fun in my office. I mean, it was never tension. Only one time I worked on class. I had a guy and a girl I hired, and they did not get along. They just kept fighting. So I brought him in my office. I closed the door and I said, this is unacceptable. We can't work like this. So talk to each other. They left hugging each other. They were
Oh,
like best
nice.
friends after. I don't want to fight. In this world, we need to enjoy each other. Find something about them you can work with. You don't have to be friends with them outside, but get along with them when you're working. That's important, I think.
Cool. So one thing that I love that, if you actually, put 2 people in a room, and you're the person there in the middle of that, you're kind of like the therapist. It's
Sure.
almost like you're the counselor, right? And you're trying to hash things out between 2 people if they really want to work at that job, right? Because it's a fun job. Why be mad, right? Why have problems,
Good.
right? And of course, personalities do clash, right? And when personalities do clash, you have to be able to, try and work the best out of it. But it's something with you as I don't want to say a psychologist, but as a therapist, as a counselor, you put these 2 people in a room to basically hash it out, and all of a sudden they broke down and they actually were good friends afterwards, and which
And
is
the
good.
funniest thing is I've run into the guy a lot in at the Grove. You know, I run into him all the time, and we sat and talked one time. We were talking about that maybe 6 months ago about what happened. I got home and I called the girl and I said, "Hi, Elizabeth." You know, she knew who I was. I said, "Do you remember that guy you guys didn't get along with?" And you remember? And she goes, "Oh my God, Beverly, it was always my fault." She said, "I was just having such a bad time with life at that moment." She said, "It was never him." So
Okay.
it was. So she apologized. She said, "Please tell him it was really never him." Even though they ended up getting along, she wanted him to know that it wasn't him at all. It was just funny that that worked out.
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
that's love though, and yeah, of course we, there's always people that do go through things in life, and sometimes it, can interfere, as far as what they're trying to do, and something might there might be a specific word that they might say, and then all of a sudden it just, go crazy off of it, right? Not in trying to be in negative, but it's just more of making a point, I should say, making a point as to,
Right.
I'm sorry. And then, retracing back and knowing that, hey, it wasn't, I'm sorry, it wasn't you, it was me, and then going from there.
Yeah.
So, man,
No, I've
you know,
worked in places where I didn't get along. I wasn't happy with everybody, or I would be in a bad mood, or whatever. We all go through that, so we have to
sure.
bite our tongue. But you're working in a group like that, and you want to work on other shows too. So you want people
Right.
to know that you can work with other people.
Right, right. The
So
cool thing about, as far as you being a casting director and having that much passion, and people can actually really, rely on you to be able to, bring people and, be that magnet of, great contestants on the actual shows. They're actually like they're a review for you, right? So they know that,
right,
if, hey, yes, we know that she is really good as far as with bringing more people on the actual show, because look at her track record, look at all of these successful people as well. So I really
right.
love that. I really love that. And I commend you because of that. It's a blessing to actually have you
I have
on the
to go.
show because of that.
Keep
So
talking. He said.
everybody, I love Beverly. I just want you guys to know that no matter what she's doing, she'll take me to her kitchen. She would just
Sorry,
she'll just help me out. Yeah.
coming back. Yeah,
Yeah, when she comes
yeah.
back, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Make sure you comment, everybody. Make sure you comment, because
Sorry,
that's okay.
I didn't
Make sure
want to
you
be coughing.
comment.
I
That's all
stuck a
right,
mint in my
Lord. That's
mouth.
okay. That's all
It's
right.
real life,
Yeah, I
right? This
love it.
happens. Like
Huh?
somebody's pants falling down.
Well, love, you know what? I have something for you. I do have something for you. And, I know from the last time that, we did talk, but this one on the Rico no Suave show, I have a shirt for you.
Oh
I have
wow!
something, of course, because I definitely will be seeing you soon. But I have this shirt. I have the Rico no Suave shirt, show shirt. So, what does this mean to me? It means a lot to me. This means a lot as far as me giving this gift to you in regards to over 40 years of you blessing people, not just with money, but blessing people in regards to actually them coming on to your show. The one thing that I really love about giving a shirt to you as a gift is knowing that since you are the queen, you have worked hard at this, but you did it naturally. It wasn't like it was, not saying you didn't have struggles, but it did come naturally to you to be able to say, hey, I accept. Let's get it on. Let's bring these contestants here and let's make a great show actually happen. So it's a pleasure to actually have you on the show with me today, and thanks to also to Beatrice Davis as well too. She's a doll, and I appreciate her actually introducing. So this shirt is for you, love. This shirt is for you.
Thank you so. I love what you did. It looks like an Academy Award shirt. I'm looking at that, going, "Why? I want an award from you." That's what it looks like. As you're listening to you talking, I'm kept going, "Wow, that is." It looks like it's beautiful. No, thank you.
Yes.
I will wear it with pride.
Yes, thank you, love. And I definitely will make sure that I give this to you because you
That's really nice.
definitely
That really touched
deserve
my
it.
heart that you got me a gift. I mean, that's very sweet of you. Thank you so
Yes.
much,
It's
Rico.
my
You're a lot of
pleasure.
fun. So
Awesome. So we're going to put up, before we get out of here, we got to put up your social media real quick for people to be able to know how to get to you. Of course, this is Instagram. Yeah, so Bev Gail, it's at 228, everybody, 228. So make sure you go ahead and follow her there. Let her know that Rico No Suave show, you've seen it here, and that's where we're at. And then, of course, we have you on Facebook under Beverly Pomerantz. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So if you wanted to, okay, it's up to you, right? But we'll make sure that everybody goes to at Bev Gail 228 on Instagram. So yes, love. Thank you so much for actually being on the show with me today.
Oh.
Do you have any last words for my audience that they would like to know from being a casting director?
Yeah, remember, you know how people are saying, I'm dying to be on a game show. I'm dying to do this. No, remember, you're living to be on a game show. You're living to do things. We're not dying to do things. You know, people say, I can kill two birds with one stone. I go, no, how about I can feed two birds with one hand? We can get things done better that way.
Yes.
You know, we don't love somebody to death. We love you for life. So,
Yes.
you know, just enjoy whatever you do in life. Have fun. If somebody's having a bad day, go up to them and tell them you love their shirt or something. You'll put a smile on their face. And it'll make you feel better. I don't know. With all the stuff going on in the world, we need to put smiles on people's faces and enjoy our lives.
That's right.
So, thank you. Thank you so much. You're putting a smile on everybody's face, Rico. So thank you.
I want to, and I appreciate that, and I do. Everybody, I want you guys to put your hands together to the queen of casting directing, Beverly Pomerantz. Yeah, baby! All right, love. I'll talk to you soon, and we got to end off this show. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. We had nothing but great times as far as with none other than my girl, Beverly Pomerantz. We had a great time, and I hope you had a great time on the show as well too. Hey, we got to put up our social media before we get out of here. You know, it's our website, everybody. Our website at www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go there, check out everything that we have. We got archives. We even have highlight reels for you guys to actually check on our previous guests. Here's the next one. You already know. Boom. Instagram, everybody. Instagram. So make sure you go ahead and check us out on Instagram. Follow us now on Instagram. Our next one is, you already know, Facebook, everybody. We back. That's right. Go ahead and like us and love us there at the Rico No Suave Show. Next one is, boom. Yes, you already know. Subscribe to our channel at Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go and do it right now. Like right now. Last but not least, everybody, you already know we're on mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. You know that it turns into a podcast for audio only. So make sure you please go ahead and follow us there. And then you can listen to the show in your car. Everybody, I will see you next time. Same channel. Always. Until next time, everybody. I'll see you later. Darling.